Yo, what's up guys, Jaeky here. Let's talk about counter-strafing. So, first of all, what is counter-strafing, or what is strafing? So, strafing is just moving in a direction. If I'm moving right, I'm strafing right. If I'm moving left, I am strafing left. That's all strafing is just moving in a direction, okay? So, what is counter-strafing? Counter-strafing is countering that movement with the opposite direction. So, if I'm moving right, I would let go of D and tap A. So let me show you that again. Let go of D, tap A. That's a counter strafe. It's just letting go of your current direction key, tapping your opposite direction key. That's all a counter strafe is. So if you're an experienced CSGO player, you should know how important counter strafing is. And a lot of people have been wondering, is it as important in Valorant, or does Valorant even have counter strafing? And the answer is yes, it does. Counter-strafing is just as important in Valorant as it is in Counter-Strike, and I will show you why today. So if you guys are just learning how to counter-strafe, I would recommend using a dynamic crosshair like I am right now, that expands like this to show you your accuracy while you're moving. If you want to get a crosshair like this, to get a dynamic one, all you need to do is just go into your settings, go to crosshair, scroll down, and make sure movement error is turned on. That's all you have to do. And then you will have a dynamic crosshair that expands when you move. So a lot of people, let's talk about accuracy. So a lot of people know that when you're standing completely still, your bullets will land wherever you shoot. If I'm tapping slowly like this, my bullet will land wherever I'm aiming, as long as I'm standing still. This is called first bullet accuracy. And you can see for almost all the ARs and SMGs, this rule applies. Okay, that's first bullet accuracy. So obviously you don't want to be moving while you're shooting, because as you can see, my bullets don't go anywhere near where I'm aiming. Such is the nature of a competitive shooter. That's the way it should be, right? This is how competitive shooters work. You got to be standing completely still for your bullet to go where you're aiming. All right, so where does counter-strafing come into play? Most players, new players that don't know how to counter-strafe, this is how they will take a fight. So they'll be peeking an angle, and as soon as they see the enemy, what they'll do is they'll let go of their movement keys. They'll stop moving. They'll aim at the player, and then they'll shoot. Right? Because they know that they need to be standing still for their bullets to be accurate. So what they'll do is they'll let go of their movement keys. They'll be holding A, see a guy, let go of A, aim at them, and then shoot. The problem with this is that it takes a long time. You know, it might look fast if you do it fast enough, but it will never be as fast as counter-strafing. Counter-strafing allows you to reset your first bullet accuracy so that you are instantly accurate. So, as an example, if I'm strafing left and I counter-strafe, you can see how fast my crosshair shrinks back down to the accurate position. Right? Compared to if I'm just letting go of A, this is just me letting go of A, or just letting go of my movement key. It takes a while for my crosshair to shrink back down. Not a huge difference, but I guarantee you, when you're playing good players in the higher ranks, you will notice this during a gunfight. And counter-strafing will win you gunfights. So this is how long it takes just not counter-strafing at all. And then if I'm counter-strafing, you can see how quickly my crosshair resets to the accurate position. So if I was taking a duel with this guy and I was peeking this guy right here, here's how I would do it with a counter-strafe. If I was holding A and I see him, I would tap D, let go of A, tap D, and I'm ready to fire. My crosshair is instantly accurate. So this is me counter-strafing. You can see how fast that is. I'm just instantly, first bullet accuracy, instantly there. Whereas if I'm not counter-strafing at all, you know, I gotta wait for it to shrink before I can shoot the guy. So, makes a huge difference whether you counter-strafe or not. And I highly recommend you guys learn how to do it. It's really not that hard. It will win you a lot of gunfights and help you improve your aim as well. And yeah, it's just a super useful mechanic to pick up and learn. And you should be counter-strafing without even thinking about it. Every fight you take, you should be counter-strafing. So yeah, you can counter-strafe any direction also. So if you're moving right, you can counter-strafe left. If you're moving left, you just counter-strafe by hitting your right key. And then if you're going forward, you can counter-strafe by actually hitting S. So if I'm holding W and I see a guy, you can tap S really quickly to counter-strafe. So yeah, super important, guys. And I definitely recommend you guys pick it up. So that's pretty much how to counter-strafe. That's the basics of counter-strafing, explained what it is, why you should do it, and how to do it. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you in the next one. Peace out.